Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play the Pandora Directive, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Well, I remembered what it was that... misremembered would be more accurate, but you're taking the bad path. Unlike the other paths through the game, you don't get to talk to Gus Leach again, which is probably fortunate given that... well, he was actually responsible for getting Emily killed, but we didn't do much to help. But instead of talking to him, we have to go talk to our good old buddy Mac to get our next clue.
What can I do for you, Murphy?
So we'll go ahead and ask about the puzzle box.
We haven't found the box, but when we asked Leach about it, he said it came through the mail wrapped in brown paper. We found the wrapper in the dumpster outside the Flamingo. We looked it over and didn't find anything. If the boys in the lab haven't thrown it out, you can have it.
All right.
She came down to the station and asked about you. It's a good thing she vouched for you, too, or you might still be a guest here. We confirmed his identity before the NSA showed up. I don't know anything else about him. The only thing I hate about that paper is that they always get my quotes wrong. Of course, so does every other paper. She's a crime reporter for the Bay City Mirror. If anything, she's more irritating than you are.
High praise indeed.
We've had the NSA push us out of the way a couple of times. When they say jump, we start jumping and don't stop until they say so.
Well, that does give us something to work with, at least. So let's go ahead and examine this brown paper.
Oh, there's no return address or name. But there has to be something here that will give me a lead to Malloy. Maybe I need to take a closer look.
Hint, hint.
So, the microdot on the wrapper contains a PB meter number. Probably some kind of postal code. Must identify which post office the package was sent from. Now I just need to find someone who would know which post office that is.
Oh, Mac!
What can I do for you, Murphy?
That's the code for the post office in the Mission District.
To the Mission District!
I land my speeder outside the post office Mac referred me to. The counter help fails to live up to its name, but a professional loiterer working outside seems to recognize Malloy in the photo. For half a pack of smokes, he suggests I check out several boarding houses in the area. After pounding the pavement for over an hour, I arrive at a quaint brownstone called the Garden House.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
Now I know what you're thinking. Am I going to be as rude and mean to this old lady as possible? Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm from the health department. We've had some complaints from some of your boarders. They say you've got roaches the size of baby Ruths.
My goodness, roaches? I haven't seen any. Can I see your identification?
Let her in on a secret, play absent-minded, explain the lack of ID.
Oh, we don't carry ID at the health department, but we can always be identified by our clean hands and inner glow.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'll have to see some ID before I can let you in. Have a nice day.
Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it again.
And we'll hope that this old lady completely forgets who we are.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man named Thomas Malloy. Is he staying here?
Let me think. No, none of my guests is named Malloy.
Use force.
Well, if you don't mind, sweetie, I'll come in and look around anyway.
I'm sorry, visitors' hours are over. You'll have to come back some other time. Goodbye.
Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it again.
I can keep this going all night.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
Little white lie.
I'm looking for my Uncle Thomas. You see, we lost him last week.
I'm so sorry.
Be literal. Show a complete lack of sympathy. Be gracious.
Oh, he's not dead. At least not from the neck down. He disappeared a few days ago, and I'm trying to find him.
You say his name is Thomas? No, there's no one by the name of Thomas staying here.
Mention Malloy's alias. Hand over the photo.
Here's a photograph of him.
Oh, heavens, yes. He moved in last week. Such a nice man.
Impatient, patient, enough already.
Well, I need to take him home now. He's only rowing with one paddle, if you catch my drift. It's his, Murphy Bar Syndrome.
My goodness, he seems so lucid.
Let's see. Cut to the chase. Delineate the symptoms. Agree reluctantly.
Yes, it's a strange illness. The only symptoms are an irresistible attraction to boarding houses, and of course, compulsive lying. When he has a relapse, it's like pulling teeth to get a straight answer out of it.
I'm so sorry.
Get up on a pedestal. Break down with grief. Show complete insensitivity. Of course, we will go with complete insensitivity.
At least I don't have to change his diapers. Well, what do you say we go scare up the old coot?
He's not here right now. I'll tell him you came by looking for him. You can try back tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it again.
Yeah, we are going to have to eventually try the nice, loving nephew approach in order to advance here.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
I think that we do get full bastard points for trying, though.
I'm looking for my Uncle Thomas. You see, we lost him last week.
I'm so sorry.
No. What I mean is, we actually lost him. As in, we can't find him.
You say his name is Thomas? No, there's no one by the name of Thomas staying here.
Here's a photograph of him.
Oh, heavens, yes. He moved in last week. Such a nice man.
Well, I know he seems very nice, but he's really a sick man. You know, nuts. He's got a terrible case of Murphy Bar Syndrome.
My goodness, he seems so lucid.
Well, at least it wasn't Murphy Brown syndrome.
Yes, it's a strange illness. The only symptoms are an irresistible attraction to boarding houses, and of course, compulsive lying. When he has a relapse, it's like pulling teeth to get a straight answer out of it.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's just so hard to see Uncle Thomas turning into a horrible zombie of a man.
Wish you, my nephew. Your uncle's not in right now, but I'll let you into his room. You can wait for him up there. Okie dokie?
You know, the funny part is, your tactics aren't that different whether you're playing the good guy or bad guy path here. You're still lying to a little old lady any way you slice it, you scumbag.
It's all locked up. Looks like the closet door. A solid maple roll-top desk. I'd kill for a desk like this. Well, maybe I just maim somebody. Looks like a business card.
Ah. Okay. Business card for Everlock titanium safes. And a copy of Cosmic Connection magazine.
Telling me about the Cosmic Connection magazine. Looks like a sci-fi rag to me. Solid. Nothing to find here. These drawers look.
Envelope addressed to Witt, Elijah Witt. And there is a disc.
A disc? I'll bet whatever's on here will get me a lead. I can run it on the computer back at the office. Nothing to find here. Nothing to find here. A book of puzzles. Maybe it has some word searches in it. I love word searches. A collection of the Bay City Mirror's daily anagram puzzles. If I ever really get stuck on an anagram, at least I've got a connection at the newspaper.
I don't have much else at the moment, but I do have that. So let's go head back to the office and check out this disc. And I'm going to go ahead and save the game here just to try something funny. Because those of you who have played through, or sat through my original Let's Play of this, taking Bard Street, middle of the road path, you know the solution of this puzzle, and so do I. So we are going to go ahead and, just for the heck of it, see what happens if we type this in way before we're supposed to know it. Invalid security code. Well,
looks as though this Elijah Witt has one of Malloy's boxes. And he doesn't sound like the kind of guy who'll just hand it over to a stranger. Regardless, I have to start by finding out where Witt lives, and all I've got to go on is his phone number.
So yeah, I just totally sequence broke the game again through dirty, blatant, filthy cheating. But you know what? That's okay, because I'm playing the bad guy path right now. And because the game probably will not acknowledge that in any other way. Although, can I actually try and call Witt now? It's going to be so hilarious if this causes the game to crash somehow. Well, I do in fact have Elijah Witt's phone number now. Oh, what the heck.
Looks like Witt isn't home right now. I'll have to try him again later.
Okay, so they're cleverly stopping us from skipping ahead that way. Well played, Access programmers. Well played indeed. So let's head on back to the garden house. And hey, those pants weren't here before.
This pair of jeans wasn't here before. I guess Malloy must have come back and then left again.
Yeah, I just said that. And here we have a rental receipt.
This warehouse address is 54 Front Street. That's in the waterfront area.
All right. To the waterfront. Let's see. Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey.
Dr. Thomas Malloy, I presume.
You're NSA, aren't you?
No, sir, I'm not NSA. My name's Tex Murphy, and I'm a private investigator. I was hired by a friend of yours.
I don't have any friends. I have nothing now, nothing but my work. Are you married, Mr. Murphy?
Not anymore, thank God.
Most people never have a happy marriage. I've been lucky enough to have two of them. I lost my first wife long ago, and I just found out that my second wife died yesterday. Murdered.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
She's dead because of me. Damn it! It was stupid to think I could hide her from the NSA. What the hell have I got to live for?
Well, you said you had your work.
My work? It's my curse! Who did you say sent you here?
Gordon Fitzpatrick.
Fitz. Good old Fitz. I wonder why he sent you after me.
You all right?
Give me some water, will you? Thanks. I've led an excessive life, and I'm afraid the bill is coming due. Now listen, Murphy. What I'm going to tell you could help Fitzpatrick continue my work. The only catch is I'll put you in the same danger I'm in.
Don't let that stop you. Danger's a little like Jell-O. Always room for a little more.
Ever hear of Project Blue Book?
Sounds familiar.
Have you ever heard of Roswell?
Yeah. About 100 years ago, there was an apparent UFO crash. And the government came out and said it was just a weather balloon.
A weather balloon? It was no damn weather balloon. It was a spacecraft. The Roswell incident was the greatest disinformation campaign of all time.
So what was the connection between Roswell and Project Blue Book?
Well, Roswell is where Project Blue Book became Project Blueprint. Now, you probably never heard about it, seeing as how you're still alive.
Why do I have the feeling you're about to lower my odds in that department? Do you mind?
In 1947, an alien spacecraft crashed in the desert outside Roswell, New Mexico. The wreckage was taken to the Air Force Base nearby for testing. And of course, they were looking for weapons.
Sounds like the military hasn't changed too much. You don't mind me asking, Doctor, how do you fit into all of this?
In 1984, I came on board Project Blueprint. My job was to carry on the work of deciphering the hieroglyphics found in the spacecraft. Anyway, in early 1996, word of a breakthrough spread throughout the complex. Now, apparently someone had discovered that one of the alien instruments could generate minute quantities of anti-hydrogen. The big boys in Washington were ecstatic. Now, if you remember, the desert standoff was in effect, and we were looking for a technological edge over the Middle East bloc. Now, we had it in the palm of our hands. But unfortunately, as you know, things went very wrong.
That's the understatement of the century.
Well, the military was in such a hurry, they didn't take time to do any testing. Instead, they started a political incident, then proceeded to bomb the hell out of the Middle East.
Greatest snafu in history.
Now, after the war, I left the military, but I managed to smuggle out all my notes and other important items from Roswell. And I secretly continued my research.
Cameloid, don't move! I said freeze! Don't be stupid. Put it down! Look, I'm supposed to bring you back alive, not in a body bag. I don't think so. No! Back off. Back off! My orders were to bring in Malloy alive. But I guess that doesn't apply to you, does it?
Oh, in that case. You mind?
So yeah, out of the frying pan and, well, not literally into the fire. But that brings us to day 5 and the Pandora device.
I get away from the warehouse with a few bruises and singed hairs, but generally intact. On the way home, I stop at a convenience store and buy a couple of packs of cigarettes. Malloy had been gunned down and I barely escaped, but life goes on and I'm out of smokes. I'm not sure if Fitzpatrick's gonna pay me, even though technically I did find Malloy. What I really want from Fitzpatrick is information. I'm certain now that Regan wasn't exaggerating about the value of her father's work. I figure it'll be to my advantage to stay in touch and on good terms with Fitzpatrick. Second agent opened fired.
No!
Killed him. I barely got out of it alive. So for the next few minutes, I relate the events that led up to finding Malloy. But it's clear that his death is only part of the reason for Fitzpatrick's reaction. He's been withholding information from me since the beginning. Now it's time to find out what he knows about Malloy's work.
An unfortunate turn of events. Extremely unfortunate. Well, I guess this brings our partnership to an end. What do I owe you?
I think you owe me some details.
To what do you refer?
Look, Malloy was onto something big. He was just about to tell me until someone turned him into a corkboard. I want to know what happened. But most of all, I want to know what's going on here.
No, don't get into it. Forget this business. Take the money and walk away.
It's too late. I'm already involved. Now 1, possibly 3 NSA agents are dead. And for some strange reason, they're going to think that I'm involved with all this. And even if I wanted to drop out right now, the odds are they're going to find me and fill me with so much lead, they're going to be able to use me as a pencil. But aside from that, Malloy was onto something big. And those boxes are the key.
You know about the boxes?
I asked you about one yesterday.
Well, that puts a different light on things, doesn't it? Well, if you insist on staying with this, becoming involved, as you say, I've got to be able to be sure that I can rely on you, trust you. You know, this isn't the kind of thing that you can sort of dabble in and then back away.
Well, normally I do have a little problem with commitment. But on this, I'm in 100%.
All right. Thomas Malloy and I, scientific researchers, were working together in Roswell. And we became friends. Our friendship really developed when we were transferred to China after the great disaster of World War III. After some time, Malloy took me into his confidence and showed me what he'd been secretly working on, translating ancient alien hieroglyphics, taken from the crash of that Roswell spacecraft.
So you know what it is he was going to tell me?
No, I don't think so. Not really. I knew that he'd been, deciphering these ancient hieroglyphics. Some of the symbols that were found there, the dominating symbol seemed to be, or the dominating information seemed to be, that there was a second spacecraft approaching the Earth. And there was a continuing, recurring symbol of a black sun. Mysterious. He didn't get that at all. That really bugged him.
Well, this is all really interesting. But it's not the kind of information somebody kills for.
Tex, screw your head on straight! I'm ready to believe there is a second spacecraft down somewhere on this planet Earth unfound. Now, imagine that spacecraft filled with a technology that none of us have ever dreamed of. Imagine what someone would do to obtain that technology. Imagine what the government would do. Wouldn't it be worth killing for?
You've got one of the boxes, don't you?
I do. Receiving it led me to believe that my friend's life was in danger.
Well, then you probably know more about the boxes than I do.
Variations on a Chinese puzzle box. Tom had maybe 4, 5, or 6 of them made to his specifications while he was in China. Just some kind of a novelty, I think.
Do you know how to open them?
No. Never occurred to me to ask. Now, what do you know about the boxes?
Well, I had one, and the NSA picked me up. They gave me a choice between giving them the box or having my brains blown out.
Recovering that box has got to be our first priority. Otherwise, I doubt we can continue.
That's not going to be easy. I'll see what I can do. Just one more thing. You talked a lot about trusting me. Why should I trust you?
Mr. Murphy, I have more money and other vanities than I could possibly ever use. My purpose in being here, at the center, if there is a center to all this, is to follow the trail towards which my old friend pointed me. I don't know where it will lead, but I intend to reach that end.
I guess we're in business. After Fitzpatrick leaves, I think about what to do next. I told the old man I was on his side, but that's not exactly the truth. I'm on my own side, no one else's. Before he died, Malloy was going to tell me what he discovered. I really want to know what it was, and how much it might be worth. If Fitzpatrick can help me along those lines, fine. If he can't, then I'll rely on Regan's help. Either way, I have a pretty good feeling this is all going to pay off big, and I want a hefty slice of that pie. Before I start counting my money, though, I have some work to do. And the first priority is to recover the box the NSA took from me.
Do you have a fax?
Do
you have a fax?
My fax machine's actually still working.
Well, I'll be done. Well, it looks like my suspicions were correct. Now I'll just have to find out why Horton was posing as the Black Arrow killer.
Yeah, Tex, I have it on good authority that Dag Horton was an NSA agent and worked under a supervisor named Jackson Cross. Neither agent was officially assigned to work in this part of the country, and yet they've got offices. I'm betting they have a little something going on the side. I hope this information helps. Well, we're back in control after a rather lengthy series of movies. So I think we will go ahead and stop this chapter here, and next time we'll start looking for a way to get our box back. We'll see you next time.